Dear students, we are going to start our next session, second session on the same topic. We are starting with one more method that is called as graphical method, which is also an important question from board point of view for 4 marks. Whatever methods we have studied for solving equations simultaneously, that is by equating the coefficients, and one more method, that is add, subtract, add, substitute. That is the last method what we have discussed in the earlier session. Now we are going to go ahead with graphical method, solving the solutions or solving the equations by graphical method. Let us write one equation here. It is x plus y is equal to 0. That is one equation. And the other equation is 2x minus y is equal to 9. 2x minus y is equal to 9. Now there is nothing to write these equation number and all, because we are not going to add or subtract anything. We are going to plot, or we are going to draw the graph of this equation on the graph. We are going to draw this line on the graph. We have to draw this line also on the graph, and then those lines will intersect, and that point of intersection is the solution. That is what we have to write. Before going for this, let us understand what is that form. Y is equal to mx plus c. Now this one I consider as equation for drawing the graph. Now I will tell you what are the different basic things hidden in this equation form. Y is equal to mx plus c is called as slope intercept form. It is called as what? Slope intercept form. And now when you write this slope intercept form, I will explain you what do you mean by this and what do you mean by this word. Just understand that this equation, whatever you are going to plan, that equation has to be in this form. So now you tell me whether this equation is in the right form. So equation is not like that. Equation may, you should have y, only y on one side. So I should keep y here, but I should transfer that x there on that side. So it becomes minus x. And there is no need to write this number. Plus 0 has no meaning. So we are just going to write as it is. This is a form which we want. It should start with 1y. If it is 2y or 3y, something like that, then we are supposed to get rid of that also. Fortunately, we don't have anything like that. So this equation, we are going to plan it now. This is the first. There is something like one rectangle. In that we are supposed to plan 3 rows and 4 columns like this. Now we consider x as independent variable, and then we are writing the new equation for y which we have generated. Y is equal to minus x, and here we can just write x comma y. Is that clear to you? Now x values we can consider anything, but normally we consider minus 1, 0 and 1. Now if you place these values here, if I put the value of x as minus 1 here, then it is becoming minus of minus 1. That's why it is going to become 1. If I put 0 here, minus 0 is nothing but 0 only, so I should write 0. And if I write 1, if you write here, then minus 1, then it is going to be minus 1 like this. So that will give you some points here, minus 1 comma 1, then 0 comma 0, then 1 comma minus 1. Why we take 3 points? Now that is one more question students ask me, because 3 points are always not collinear. If you take 2 points, only 2 points, and if you make some mistake in the calculation, whatever points you plot, you will always get a line which is not correct. And that's why it is better to draw the line with 3 points. So we are getting 3 points for this line. Now let us go for this equation. 2x minus y is equal to 9. Again I repeat, 2x minus y is equal to 9. Now this equation is to be converted like this. So I should write y is equal to, I will write this 2x will be transferred on that side. It is becoming minus 2x plus 9. Then we have to write y is equal to, it is going to be 2x minus 9. Correct? And we should write this. This equation is becoming a standard form now for graph method. Now we will prepare a table. Now this table is again having 3 rows and 4 columns. First we will write x, then y is equal to 2x minus 9, and then in the last row we are going to write x comma y. Now the points are to be located like this. Suppose if you take minus 1, 0, 1 here, what happens now? I'll just tell you, don't write that. If I put minus 1 here, then minus 2 minus 9 means it becomes minus 11. And that's why we don't select this kind of numbers every time. Majority of the times this system will work. But in few situations, to accommodate the points easily on the graph, we are supposed to manipulate this. Now if I take the value of x as 2, then check that. It is 2 2s are 4. 4 minus 9 is minus 5. This can be easily manageable on the graph. It is 2 comma minus 5. Now if I take the value of this is 3. 3 2s are 6. Minus 9 is minus 3. So we can write 3 comma minus 3. If I place 4 here, then 4 2s are 8, minus 9 is minus 1, so we can have 4 comma minus 1 on the graph. It is plottable. So what you want to do here in this case, whatever equations are given to you, you have to convert into the form y is equal to mx plus c. I will tell you what happens when you are converting it like this. Now when you write the equation like this form, then after drawing a line, we can cross check based on this. I will tell you one by one. This is a way we have to prepare the table first. And this is not drawn on the graph. This is to be done on normal full-scape paper. That is on a normal answer sheet. Correct? Now once you have done this, you have to prepare a graph. That graphical presentation I will show it. But before that, you please note down all this properly. Again I repeat, while drawing the equations and solving the equations by graphical method, we have to convert the equations in such a way that always they will be in this form, y is equal to mx plus c. And once you have written this portion x, we can use any value of your choice, but see to it that they will always fit on the graph. That is why this variable is called as independent variable, where we take any value of x. And y is depending on the value of x, so y is called as dependent variable, which will give you 3 points. There is a reason for taking 3 points. If by chance, if you are making some mistake in the calculation, you will not get a line. And this is an equation of a line. So remember one thing, that lines, when you draw, these points should be collinear. These points should be collinear. Suppose you are getting 2 points on one line and this is somewhere other than that line, then your calculation is wrong. Correct? That is possible only when you take 3 points. If you take 2 points, 2 points are always collinear. Therefore, you will always get a line. So remember one thing, you have to take 3 values of x of your choice and then calculate the value of y. Then you can go for x and y values. These are the 3 points which you have to substitute, which you have to plot on the graph. Let us plot these points on the graph. Then what is to be done? I will show you now. Okay, let us have these points to be plotted on the graph. Before that, how to draw the graph? I have not drawn the border here, but remember one thing, this is to be full length from edge to edge. Now this is x-axis, so that is to be named. I am telling you the basics what you need to complete. This one is y dash. These are two axes which are perpendicular to each other, that's why 90 degree. That point is known as origin, that is O, and the coordinates are 0, 0. Correct? Then we are writing scale here on the right side top. And scale is always on both axes. 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. So I have done the marking here at 1 centimeter each, which I will write number here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here I will write -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. On your graph, you may be having more numbers there. This is 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7 and -8. Let us understand how to plot the points. Now your first point is -1, 1. Correct? Now that -1, 1, how to plot? You have to stand here at the origin. Your first order is -1. So your first movement should be on x-axis. -1 means on the left. And then the second order is 1. So we are supposed to move ahead. So I think this point you are going to get. What you have to do is, we are supposed to make sure that yes, once you plot the point, make a dot and draw the small circle around it. So this is a selection of the point. Second point is 0, 0. We don't have to plot. It is already there on the graph. That is going to be 0, 0. And next one is 1, -1. Now you have to stand here again. 1 means to the right. And then -1 means you are going to get a point somewhere here. That is 1, -1. Now what you have to do is, we are supposed to draw the line through it. Correct? So what I will do, I will just see whether I am getting that all points collinear. I am getting all points collinear. Then what I will do, I will draw the line passing through all these points. So I am getting this line. Now purposely I am telling you this. Many students, they draw the line only of this much length. What you do is, you draw the line which is of maximum length. Now name the points. Already 0, 0 is there. These coordinates are -1, 1. And this one is 1, -1. Don't name the points as A, B, C and all. You just write the coordinates. This line you are not going to name as L, M, N. You are supposed to write the equation here on this. X plus y is equal to 0. Write the equation which is given to you this way. This is a converted form. Don't write that. Original equation you have to write. Is that clear to you? Now let us go for the next plot. Second line we have to plot on the graph. 2, -5 is the first point. Let us write this. It is 1, 2 and then below that you are going to check this. I think you are going to get this point. It is this point, that is 2, -5. It is 2 on the right and below that 5 units. So 2, -5. Then let us go for this 3, -3. It is 3, -3. -3 means we are supposed to come down. It is coming here. 3, -3 will come here. Are you getting it? And the next one, it is 3, -3 coming here. And the next one, you are going to get 4 comma minus 1. 4 comma minus 1 means 4 units to the right and then 1 unit below that. So this is one more point you are going to get. Let me check whether these points are collinear. So I am going to draw this line. What is the equation of this line now? The equation is this one, we have to write here. It is going to be 2x minus y is equal to 9. Write the coordinates of this point. This point is 2 comma minus 5. It is 2 comma minus 5. This point is 3 comma minus 3. And the next point here is 4 comma minus 1. Now we will go ahead with this next part. How to check about this? Y is equal to minus x. I have given you the equation y is equal to mx plus c. That m stands for slantness of the line. In geometry, that is in coordinate geometry chapter, we were having a part which is slope. Now that is not, it is deleted from the syllabus. But then slope has the same meaning here. If it is negative, then line will be like this, inclined. And here 2 is positive. So line will be like this. So whatever we have drawn is right. Now 3 comma 3 is the point of intersection. I am going to get it. On your graph also you are going to get it like this. Now 3 comma minus 3 when you write, you substitute that value here. 3 comma minus 3. It is 3 2s are 6. Minus 9 is minus 3. And if I put y as minus 3 and minus of 3, I think this will work. One more thing what I want to clarify here. There is an equation of this type, y is equal to mx plus c. Now in this question, c is 0. So one equation where this part is not coming, that line will always pass through origin. This line is having a constant. So that line will never pass through origin. We are getting an equation like this. This is a method which we are going to have. So actually you are going to get 2 marks for drawing these tables, completing these tables properly, and 2 marks for drawing the graph and getting the point of intersection. Now this particular point is a special point of the graph, and that's why we are supposed to do this marking. It is better, this point is coming as point of intersection, name that point P, 3 comma minus 3, and you please put the box for this. This is the main answer of this particular equation. This is what we call it as graphical method of solving the equations. I hope you have understood this particular method. This question is most probable question for the exam. You have to practice a lot on this. They can give you any sort of equations here, but this is normal case where you don't have to have major odd and out calculations. First thing, remember one thing, that you have to convert the equation always in this form. Coefficient of y should be 1. Prepare the table. Normally we take values minus 1, 0, 1. But sometimes you have to take the values according to the type of the equation, where you are supposed to be in a position to plot the points easily on the graph. This is the normal method which can be asked in the exam. I hope you have finished this. Now we'll go for the last method, that is Cramer's rule. Let us go for the last method of solving the equation simultaneously, that is Cramer's rule. Before going for Cramer's rule, let us have the discussion on determinant. Determinant is nothing but arrangement of the elements in two vertical lines. Let us go for this one. It is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now there are, this one we call it as row number 1 and row number 2. And this is column number 1 and column number 2. So there are 2 rows and 2 columns. So we write here 2 by 2. 2 2s are 4. Therefore we can say there are 4 elements in this determinant. Correct? Now the question is not related with how to frame the determinant. We are going to be asked a question, find the value of a determinant. So the value of the determinant is very easy to find out. What we have to do is, we are supposed to have this framework. It is bracket bracket minus bracket bracket. So there are how many brackets available here? 4. And in between we have to put minus sign always. Now what you have to do is, first you highlight this element, it is 1. So we have to write 1 here, and this number we have to write in the third bracket. The question is, it is crosswise multiplication, then means this 4 we have to take it along with 1. And this 3 we have to take it along with 3. So your answer is 4 into 1, that is 4 minus 6. And that's why we are going to get the answer here as minus 2. This is a way in which you have to find out the value of a determinant. This question they can ask you for 1 mark. Is that clear to you? Now if this is simple, then it is for 1 mark. But suppose the question is asked to you like this. Now they have included these questions in your textbook. Suppose we are having a determinant and you are having determinant only of this type, 2 by 2. It is 7 upon 3, 5 upon 3, then it is 3 upon 2 and then 1 upon 2. Now procedure is same. What you have to do? We have to put 4 brackets here. Bracket, bracket, minus, bracket, bracket. Now we have to write 7 by 3 and second number here in the third bracket, that is 5 by 3. Then I will multiply this crosswise up. It is 1 by 2 and this one is going to be 3 by 2. Is that clear to you? This number we have to multiply with 5 by 3. Now internal cancellations, if you see this answer is going to be 7 by 6. Minus this one is going to be 15 by 6. Now don't cancel this, because fortunately we are having a same denominator. So if you cancel this, in the last step we have to take LCM. So instead of that, you see these denominators, they are 6. So we are not going to do any further cancellation there. 7 minus 15 upon 6. 7 minus 15 is minus 8 upon 6. And you are going to get the answer here. You have to reduce that. And that reduction will give you 2 4s are 8. So minus 4. 2 3s are. So it is going to be minus 4 by 3. See, whatever explanation I have given you in the first session, that will continue forever now. Whatever the main answer you get, keep the habit of putting that in the box. You will make sure that your presentation will definitely improve and the examiner will be happy to see this kind of calculation. It will be easier for him to check the answer. Now the next one. Let us have one more sum. Now these questions where slight difficult calculations are there, fractions are involved, some surds are involved. See, this question is 3 root 6, then it is minus 4 root 2, this is going to be 5 root 3 and 2. Again the procedure is same for this. Whenever you are solving the equation, we are supposed to put brackets here. 1, 2, minus 3, 4. There are 4 brackets. I think we need to write the number here. It is 3 root 6. Then it is going to be minus 4 root 2. Then this number we have to take crosswise up. That is going to be 2. This number we have to take it along with this. That is going to be 5 root 3. So the next answer. If you multiply this, then the answer is 6 root 6. Then it is minus minus, it is going to be plus. 4 into 5 is 20. Root 3 into root 2 only multiplied, that is becoming 6. And these are the like surds. We can add the terms. It's like 6x plus 20x. The answer is what we have to add the coefficients here. The answer is 26 root 6. This is the answer of this determinant. I hope you must have finished this part. If you know how to find a value of a determinant effectively, then Cramer's rule will be easier. I hope you have understood this part. Let us go for the Cramer's rule. Now see the first equation here. I am writing here 2x plus 3y is equal to 2 and x minus y by 2 is equal to 1 by 2. These equations we have to solve by Cramer's rule. Now first of all, let me be very clear. Simultaneous equations, when you solve, we have to write the equation like x, y, then constant. If the equation is like that, then only we are supposed to number it. That is what we are writing as equation number 1. Is that clear to you? But this equation is not in that form. It is having some fraction. Now if you solve it with the fraction, no problem. You will get the answer, but majority of the times we may go wrong in the calculation. That's why we avoid it. So I am writing upon 1 here. And as per my earlier explanation, that is 1, 2 and 2. So we will multiply throughout by 2. So I am writing here multiplying equation by multiplying the equation by 2. So if you multiply this by 2, the answer is 2x, then minus y, that is equal to 1. This is going to be your equation number 2. Now solving this equation by Cramer's rule, first let me check it one by one. First we calculate this answer, that is determinant. This when you write D, it is for the values of coefficients of x and y. So you see this, it is standard form 2 and 3 along with the sign. Plus sign hai, we don't write. If it is minus, then we have to include it. So I am writing 2 and 3. Then we are writing the next one. This is going to be 2 and this is coefficient of y is minus 1. Correct? Now what we have to do is we have to find the answer of this. This is going to be calculated by the same method, bracket bracket minus bracket bracket. It is 2 first, this 3 we have to write here, and then crosswise up, that is going to be minus 1 and this one is going to be 2. So it is minus 2 minus 6. And that's why you are going to get the answer minus 8. D is equal to minus 8 and this answer should be always a non-zero. Reason I will tell you at the end, only this part. Now we are taking a second determinant having this suffix dx. Now remember one thing, now how these things are calculated. See, this column is reserved for x, this is for y. Now when you write dx, this column for x will be replaced by answers. Now these are the answers in a standard equation, 2 and 1. So I am writing 2 and 1 here. Y column will remain as it is, 3 and minus 1. Is it clear to you? Are you getting it like this? Then what you have to do? It is again, I repeat, dx when we write the answers here, that is 2 and 1, and this y column will be written as it is, that is 3, and this we are getting as -1. Now we will put 4 brackets like this. This one is going to be 2, this one is 3, then it is -1, then it is 1, then it is -2, -3, then it will be -5. Now there is no requirement to write minus not equal to 0. It can be 0 also. Now we are getting the answer -5. Let us go for the next value, dy. Now when you write dy, y column will be replaced by the answers. So answers are 2 and 1. So I am writing 2 and 1 here, and x column will be taken as it is, that is 2 and 2. So we are going to have the answers like this. It is going to be bracket, bracket, minus bracket number 3 and bracket number 4. This number we have to write here 2. This 2 we have to write in the third bracket. Then you crosswise multiply. Then this 1 will be coming along with this, and this is 2. So your answer is 2 minus 4, and the answer for that you are getting as -2. Is it clear to you? Now once we have got these answers, only this thing we have to remember is this value of d. This discriminant value should be always a non-zero number. Let us go for the next calculation. Now the last step, x is equal to, the formula is dx upon d, and y is equal to, this is going to be dy upon d. Now we will put the values what we have calculated. The value of dx is -5, so I am writing -5 here, correct? And then we are going to have the value of d, that is -8. So minus sign will get cancelled, and you will get the answer x is equal to 5/8. That is the answer what we are getting. And dy, that means -2. And this one we are going to have, answer for d is -8. So here we are getting a proper cancellation to get the value of this y as 1/4. Are you getting it? X is equal to 5/8 and y is equal to 1/4, the answers we are getting. Remember one thing, majority of the times the answers what we are going to get, if you see your algebra textbook, then majority of the times you are getting the answers in integral values. But that is not the rule that you should get always the value of x as an integer. Sometimes you may get such kind of answers. You believe in your work. If you are getting the answers like this, and if you get some fraction here, nothing is wrong. We have to just check that. Now if I put 5/8 here, then 2 4s are, म्हणजे answer is going to be 5/4. Minus 1/4. 5/4 minus 1/4 is 4/4. The answer is 1. So whatever you are getting is right. So finally we have to write x is equal to 5/8 and y is equal to 1/4 is the solution of given equations. This is what we are going to do in Cramer's rule. Is that clear to you? Let us hope that this particular part will not come in your exam. If it is there, then you will get some standard values only. But the earlier methods, that is equating the coefficients and add, subtract, add, substitute, they are more important from examination point of view. We'll go ahead with the next topic in the next session. I think solving the equations by typical methods is over. Now we have to go for applications of these linear equations in the next session. Okay?